My husband's friend is pressuring his fiance to have a baby, so I told him off for being selfish.
Stop pressuring.
Pressure is usually bad in most situations.
Yeah, stop it. Unless you're an Instapot,
Oh, then pressure.
don't pressure.
Great. My 32-year-old female husband, 36-year-old male, has a high school friend, 36-year-old male. Let's call him John. John is a typical jock, athletic, good-looking, popular with the ladies. But I've been around enough to see and hear him being questionable towards women. Dang. By the way, this comes from SaltDry1680 on the OKstorytime subreddit. So, to the story. We were in a group of friends, and I was introducing them to my new baby, 0-year-old female. I've never seen it put like that. That's funny. Important info. I had a miserable pregnancy. The topic of having kids came up, and John started saying how him and his fiancé, 32-year-old female, would be the next. So John is the friend of OP's
Husband's friend.
husband. More important information. John's fiancé, Janet, is an amazing lady. Kind, smart, gentle. Recently, she has been through a lot. Lost her dad, and her health has been terrible. Not going to say what, but she has a disease that causes headaches, weakness, dizzy spells, fainting, extreme fatigue. She has become more and more emotionally and physically dependent on him.
Oh, doesn't sound like a great time to have a baby if
Yeah.
you're trying to deal with other like physical problems.
Yeah, and she lost her dad.
Yeah. And emotional problems. Yeah.
Yeah. So on top of that, she and I come from another country. It means her family and support system are not here. Back to the situation. I asked her if they plan to have kids after the wedding, that is in 2 years. I thought that because it gives her time to recover. He doesn't let her answer and say they agreed they would only get married after having kids. I've never heard that.
Yeah, it's usually the opposite way.
What's the reasoning for that?
Interesting.
I am surprised for 2 reasons. She always said she wanted kids after marriage, and her health is not good. She doesn't say anything but looks sad. What's so awkward in the in the group? You're like, when are you having kids? And she's like, oh. I argue that it doesn't seem like a good plan. Why are you arguing with someone's intimate life decisions in front of a group?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I think I would just keep my mouth shut and be like, okay.
Yeah, that's if you have something to say, it's a private thing. So I argue that it doesn't seem like a good plan and that a pregnancy now could put her health at risk. It's like,
I think this is the thing that we bring up later. As you said, it's like let's talk about this later.
Yeah.
Not for another one.
He said her fertility window is almost closing, and that is now or never.
How old is she?
This is none of OP's
30
business.
something. 36, I think.
36?
Yeah.
It's also not entirely true. She's got I think it's around when they turn 40.
Well, yeah, but it's a spectrum of
yeah, absolutely. And also people in their 40s can have kids. It's just
more dangerous.
Different risks and stuff.
Yeah. But why are you fighting back with someone about their decisions in a group? But anyways, I start getting angry and we discuss. I ended up saying he is selfish and this decision is only based on his wants and needs and is hurting her. Basically a form of abuse. The room gets quiet and we ended up leaving.
See, yeah, I think that OP is totally valid in her concerns of pushing back, but this is not something that you do in front of a group.
This is not your place.
Also, this is totally I feel like the woman who's, the husband's friend's wife or girlfriend is probably embarrassed to, she's kind of being talked about.
Yeah.
She's not there.
She's being protected.
Yeah.
Or trying to be protected by someone who she never consented to being protected by.
It's you have two people talking about you and you're like, okay, guys.
Yeah. I don't want you guys to talk about
Have we thought about what I want here?
Yeah.
Josephine is right. She's 32. She's 4 years younger.
Yeah.
John is 36.
Gotcha. Oh, she's 32. She's what? That's ridiculous.
Yeah. Her fertility window is not closing.
It's not closing.
Super young, 32. But regardless, I'm kind of pushing back against OP of
I think that is not the time to bring it up.
Extremely inappropriate to me. So my husband later agreed with me, but said it was not my place to say anything. Agreed.
Yeah.
So regardless if it's like right or not,
I think it's just the wrong place to say it.
our friends are mixed, saying someone had to say it, but that I was too harsh. And also, you're calling someone out for abuse in front of people.
Many people, yeah.
When you don't know the full situation.
And also, if it was an abusive relationship, that is not the way to help someone get out of it.
Yeah.
Like that the way to do that is to have a conversation with them one-on-one.
Mm-hmm.
And, help them get to that realization.
Agreed.
Yeah, Tyler says it's like they're speaking for her, which, yes, that's what it feels like.
Yeah, not her place. Not OP's place at all. I feel maybe it was not my place, and I was being a busybody. But after being through a hard pregnancy myself without my family, I know how hard it is. And my husband is a great supportive guy. Meanwhile, John leaves her alone all the time to party and enjoy life. He is dooming someone that trusts him blindly into a horrible situation. Am I the a-hole? And there's relevant comments, but I think what's possibly happening right here is that OP and also the person in question, what did it say her name?
I don't recall.
But the woman is there. I think OP's relating to her because they're both from different countries, and so she's like, oh, that woman shares my plight, and I want to protect her and give her support because I've felt what it feels like to be living in a different country. And so, yeah, I'm sure like she's trying to protect her. But again, like.
Yeah, it's coming from a good place of wanting to help, but it's just not an effective way.
So relevant comments. Commenter, what you said was the truth, but you were a little harsh. I think you were right to say it because the guy obviously doesn't care how he treats his wife. I also think you should ask his fiancé in private how she feels about her situation. For sure. OP says, I agree that I came out too strong. I feel protective towards her. Yeah. She is so sweet and nice. I feel she doesn't deserve the way he treats her. But when I say something in private, she keeps repeating herself.
He loves her, maybe? Like he keeps repeating he loves her.
And she's never met a man like him. I feel like she thinks that he is out of her league or something. Commenter. Honestly, I think he knows what he's doing. There's a reason he won't legally commit to her until after she has children, and it's not a kind or responsible reason. So I don't think he's going to care about what you said or the potential health outcomes for your friend. It may be satisfying to call him out, but is it going to change his mind? OP says, I also find this part extra strange. The first time we met, she literally said how her dream was to have a wedding and then kids. She even repeated that recently. She comes from a Catholic upbringing like me. It doesn't seem like a thing you change your mind this easily on. Commenter. Everyone sucks here except his wife. In this conversation/fight, both you and John are treating his wife as if she's a child that can't make decisions for herself.
Exactly.
You're putting yourself in a savior role when she never consented, asked, or wanted it.
Exactly.
And that's not your place or your right to save someone that's not asking to be saved.
Yeah. Agreed.
Whatever the situation is, for the most part, there's some cases, but whatever the situation is, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Unless there's some like big danger involved, but it doesn't really matter. The way OP went around it just didn't, improve the situation. It just
wasn't. It wasn't an effective way at all.
So he is talking over her, but you are also making assumptions about their decisions based on her looking sad. Yeah, OP also doesn't know what's going on in the relationship at all. There's a lot of assumptions being made. So OP says, I admit I should have talked to her first, but we just had a conversation about her health, and she was telling me how some days she can barely make it out of bed. His smugness made me so angry, as if he knows what is best and no one can question him. Commenter. Honestly, I'd be pissed if someone started talking and arguing about my health issues in public. I'm a really private person. Does the rest of the group know about our health issues? You didn't speak to her, but made assumptions. She might not confide in you anymore. He might be an a-hole, but she's an adult, and you could have made it worse for her. I had 2 awful pregnancies and was alone without family around, but my husband is amazing as well. I get where you're coming from, but seriously, be more aware next time and show your friends some respect. And don't talk about people's medical history in front of people. Everyone sucks here. Obviously, not your friend.
Yeah. Yeah, she's the only one who's like, I'm just here.
Yeah, I'm just existing.
I'm just going through a hard time. Yeah.
Sophia Cologne, don't save her. She don't want to be saved. Don't save her.
I actually don't know that song.
By J. Cole. You know that song?
No, she's been listening to Chris's music.
Oh.
That's a lie.
What?
Getting a little defensive there.
I would never.
I see your point. The group started with some people that studied together and expanded with their significant other. We meet often and are friendly. When she got sick, we took turns visiting / checking up on her when she was alone for a reason or another. Everyone seems to try to be her support system, but seems afraid to say anything to John. Commenter, he probably does and just doesn't care. John is aware that his wife isn't in a good place for kids. If him and Opie's husband are such great friends, why didn't he say anything? Call out your friend's crappy behavior, people. OP says, my husband is great, but everyone jokes he has a man crush on John. Yeah, because John, popular, jock, sexy, popular with the ladies. He was John's sidekick in school and doesn't listen when I point out some comment John makes. Update. I didn't know there was going to be an update. Thank you for all the answers. I am blown away by all the perspectives and was able to see further into the situation. I reached out to Janet and invited her for a coffee. We usually talk with more people around, so this was the first time fully alone. I started by apologizing. Good. I said I should not have said all these things in front of everyone and acted as if she cannot speak for herself. She said she was initially embarrassed, but after further thought, she started questioning if really it was a good idea to have kids now, and has scheduled a talk with a specialist.
I guess something good happened out of it.
Yeah.
Something.
She said John doesn't know, and she wants to have more information before talking to him. She also said he was furious afterwards, and they had a terrible fight.
Oh.
So you guys were right. It was not the right move, and he did blame her, saying she should have defended their position and that she knew having kids was a must for him.
Ay. Yeah, it goes back on her. That's so sad.
Yeah. He also said that a woman would only be a real woman if she gave her man biological children.
John sucks.
Yeah, sorry guys. Didn't mean to defend John.
John freaking sucks.
That is an awful thing to say.
You suck, John.
I don't care how popular, good looking, or how much you look like Keon.
I don't care how sexy you are. You suck.
She asked him what if she could not, and apparently he never answered. That's heartbreaking.
Yeah, she's like, what if I medically can't have children?
It seems more has happened in the fight, but I decided not to pressure her and let her tell me what she was comfortable with. Lastly, she decided to take some time off and go home to her mom. I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, get away from that environment.
The saddest for me was that she cried, saying someone like her would never get a man like him, and that she was scared of losing him. What is her name? Janet? Janet, you deserve a wonderful man, even better than John.
And you're going to find a better
Someone
man.
that loves
John is
you.
the bottom of the barrel.
Someone that loves you in all circumstances.
Unconditionally.
Yeah. That it was like she found a golden ticket. I held my tongue because I personally do not think he is a prize. But everyone else, including Opie's husband, does.
Thinks he's amazing.
Shout out, John. But again, I took the advice and did not pressure further. And I don't want to pressure you, but you can join us live every weekday at 3 p.m. PST. Just tap our profile.
Just tap it.
No pressure, though.
No pressure.
You can join us if you want.
Just if you want.
There's another relevant update. I also had a long talk with my husband, and we are at odds. He still thinks I'm overreacting and that John poops gold. So
oh my goodness.
The husband's like, but John, though. Still.
Yeah, OP's like, oh my God, I just found out from Janet that John thinks that women are only, useful if they have kids. And he was like, no, John didn't say that.
I mean, yeah, he said it to me, but like
he doesn't mean it. He's just He's a joker.
He's a joker. You know John. He's perfect.
He poops gold.
He poops gold. I am frustrated, but not much I can do for now. Not a fantastic update, but it has been a few days, so I will let you know if there's anything big happening. She never let us know.
Yeah, I have the same. See, I guess like now we're at moving past the, we already know that you shouldn't have said it in that way, but it seems like it has sparked a conversation with Janet and John, and it does seem like Janet is realizing that John is kind of the worst. But also I'm kind of worried about OP's husband. Like the fact that he's not realizing that John is dangerous.